They'll go again with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone. On play action, it's Rodgers. Sliding out of the pocket. Touchdown!
This one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed to penalty.
And he'll take it in. Now it's Rodgers. And he's into the end zone.
Today, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, this is Madden Football on EA Sports. We'll see Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from Lambeau. Amari Rodgers to return it from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. They'll take that 14 yards on play number 1.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. And it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Jackson. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. 20. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. I'll tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. Now Jones. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Credit that sack to Travis Jones.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack, but he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now from way back there after the sack, it's 3rd and goal, a long 3rd and goal. Now Rodgers. Dancing. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And now off to the races down the right side.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. We're scoreless after one. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. You can talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone. He's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple of tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on that defensive side of the ball.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And he returns this to the 22. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. From the 25 on second down, Rodgers and able to find Allen Lazard. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And taken down just shy of the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he's trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's second down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And, oh, that would get a wind-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Jackson. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Open man, Amari Rodgers complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. On first down, Rodgers. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Travis Jones. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers, and he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now a first down carry by Jones. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Rodgers. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Rodgers going to throw. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. Buying time to his left. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Now a draw play. This is Jones. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. The kick by Crosby is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. So we've reached intermission here in a low. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to get it back here just past the 35. Not the way you envision things to start out the 3rd quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. That's complete right side to Lazard. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers, a throw complete to the tight end Tunyon. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 25 yards that time.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. On play action, it's Rodgers. Sliding out of the pocket. Touchdown! Josiah DeGuara. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Packers have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And now it's blocked. And now the Ravens get him. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Oftentimes when you give up a touchdown, it's really a deflation for your entire unit. And the special teams crew, when they run out there, they still feel it. And maybe they don't go after it so much. Instead, they gave great effort there. Blocked the extra point and really gave them a lift after giving up the score.
Yeah, gave up the touchdown, lost the lead, but a nice job to get in there and block it. Last time out, of course, he threw the interception. Then they gave up the touchdown, surrendered the lead. So now working from behind here, 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 53 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
They go play action now. Jackson, a hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
Open man is Duvernay. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a 1st. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. A throw left side to start the drive is complete, and he's going to get this down near the 25.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead third quarter. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. To throw is Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will push the lead up to 12-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins to about the 33-yard line.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stump that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
Jackson's throw caught there by Wallace. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 61 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed to penalty.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Jackson here is going to look to throw, and this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Rodgers' throw taken in by Watkins here. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Rodgers to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. Pass complete, Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. He's got room at the 30, and he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 43 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll take this one down near the 15. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Back to throw, Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So advantage Packers here. They'll possess the ball first with a chance to win it here in overtime. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. On the counter, here's Jones. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Running up the middle, here's Dillon. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Up the middle they run. Here's Dillon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Now it's Rodgers. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and a game winner in OT. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this. All the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what, we're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field, very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution is pretty darn good.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play...
Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Gigantic play by this defense, Charles. So they came back in the fourth quarter, took the momentum into overtime, and now they take the football.
And how do you think the team that just threw the pick feels right now? They surrendered the lead, got to overtime, had a chance to redeem themselves, and now they put the game in jeopardy with another pick.